Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters. Yeah. So I've realised I've been playing a ton of Protoss games recently. When I say playing, I mean casting. And it's just been all over the place. So I looked back and it's been like 2 weeks. I've only cast one game that didn't have Protoss in it. So I'm going to cast a couple more TvZs. Try and find some ZVZs and TVTs, but they're a little bit hard to find as Protoss are just all over the place. Especially in the Season 1, there seems to be just everywhere. So I'm going to do a 2-game series between these two players, who I don't think I've cast either of them. We're going to cast at least one game. If it turns out to be a little bit meh, then we may not cast the second game. But for now, I've got 2 games in a row. Both look very, very awesome in terms of length. That's how I judge games. If it's a long game, it must be awesome. So let's start off introducing the players. Up the top left side of the map is Mr. RorO. Mr. Ro, because I do not know how to say that properly. It's like, well, there's Scooby-Doo, how he says RorO or something like that. Maybe the correct way of saying it, or since he is from South Korea, maybe some other complete different pronunciation, but we're just going to call him Ro because otherwise I'm going to sound like an idiot. Even more than usual over the entire game. So Mr. Ro is 23 years of age from South Korea, plays for the Samsung Galaxy team. And he's got an expansion. There's been tons of stuff happening since I started casting. So we do have a Reaper, and the Reaper belongs to Mr. Cure. He is 19 years of age from South Korea, plays for the Jin Air Green Wings team, and he's quite awesome. His Reaper's doing a fairly awesome job, but 6 lings are very... Oh, he's got a golden opportunity here. Mr. Ro is going to be... having a bit of problems there. He's not warping this worker into anything, so there is still an opportunity for the Reaper to grab it and to kill it, and a second Reaper coming out. But the Queen comes out. The Queen is out there, and it's not going to happen. That worker was on the edge of death so many times right there. Just the Reapers needed to push in a little bit harder, but then again, they barely survived as it was. So, no, yeah. Mr. Ro did lose one worker at some point. And one ling as well, so he did lose one worker in there somewhere. But it looks like he's pushing out a lot of workers, and we've got a double expansion by Mr. Cure. He's getting one out there, and he's starting to get one out there, so pushing out very, very early. Does have the factory and the barracks out, so pushing out with the Hellions nice and early, which is nice. And also backing it up with a double expansion, so he is going to be looking extremely capable in this game. And my mute button is broken again. Let's just... Yeah, I don't think it shows up on my cast, so yep, beautiful, all working again. It's yeah, I had a cast a couple of days ago. I had this massive cough and the mute button just failed on me, so I was like, nah, not good at all. Nobody wants to hear me coughing all game. It's just not fun. But I've taken my little actually taken a lozenge, like this little orange, I can't remember what brand they are, but a little cough lozenge before I do casting. It seems to help my voice just get over the mark. Like if I'm coughing a little bit, or voice feels a little bit hoarse, just take a cough lozenge before I start casting, and I pretty much do it every single game unless I just want to get it done, and it really, really does help. But it does mean that I've got to plan ahead, because it does take like 5 or 10 minutes for the lozenge to actually you know, finish being digested, absorbed, whatever. So yeah, there's more planning than you think that actually goes into this mess. But here we go, nice bit of Hellions here, 4 Hellions, 2 Reapers, not a huge amount. Mr. Ro continuing to send forces over there. He's going to try and wall this off, but that's going to be quite some time. And a couple more Hellions coming out, doing a ton of damage to these lings. They're going to have to back off here. But Mr. RorO has bought himself enough time with those lings to get the 3rd base fully built, and now you can just move the queens over there, and it's much easier to fortify that. It's very easy to force it to cancel when it's only half built, but once it's fully built, it's very, very hard to take it down with just Hellions and Reapers. You need a lot of DPS to actually get that down. And yeah, I do not know if Mr. Cure has that at the moment. I definitely think we have cast Cure before, I'm pretty sure. Mr. RorO, I'm pretty sure we haven't though, but Mr. Cure, I'm pretty sure I've cast a few games off him. So yeah, excellent, excellent. And Mr. Ro going nuts on the workers. He's 3 ahead now. which says something for Mr. Cure. That third base, early third base, is absolutely fantastic as far as the worker count. Not even at the 10-minute mark. Mr. RorO is 58 workers, Mr. Cure is 47. That is exemplary from both players here, but Mr. RorO definitely pushing out ahead, definitely wants to stay ahead, and he's going to be very, very awesome in this game. Looks like Mutaling is going to be the way to go. He probably could have got it a little bit earlier, but he's going to be going for a ton of workers, understandably, and even getting 1-1 upgrades a little bit fast. Yeah, pretty fast. And it does look like it's going to be pretty straightforward triple M for Mr. Cure, would be my guess. So he's got the wall over here. Got the third base starting to come down. Bunch of Marines over there. Single link coming in. Does see the base landed. So there we go. Mr. RorO is going to try and see what he can do here. Taking out a few workers would definitely be a good idea, but they're just running straight into... Oh, that was close, but I don't think they would have made it too far inside anyway. There was just... there were these Marines which were cleaning up an Overlord over there anyway. Has he got any Vikings or something like that? He needs to get a Viking and start wiping out these Overlords. There's only actually one across the map, this guy right here. The rest of them are all tucked back safely at home. And Mr. RorO going for a fourth base nice and quickly, so knows what he needs to do to keep the worker advantage. He's only 6 ahead right now, so getting that fourth base is definitely going to allow him to have much bigger income. He'll get up to the 80 worker mark and still be able to mine very, very easily all of those workers at the same time. And here we go, a nice creep spreading party. They come in, they see the Banelings warping in, and suddenly Mr. Cure is starting to be afraid right here. He manages to lift them up and get them out of there, but that tells him a lot about what RorO's plan is for this game. And number one is probably going to be Mutas, and we can see some Widow Mines instantly popping out of the factory. Whole bunch of Marines as well, and yeah, just doing some great stuff. So Marine production will, if anything, go up, because Mutas, you really need a bunch of Marines everywhere to take care of the Mutas. And we've got two coming on. He isn't quite able to afford the armor yet, but that will be very, very soon. Going in again, putting the Widow Mines down. Very, very standard, very, very awesome Terran play here. And is Mr. RorO going to be able to deal with these guys? Oh, they're right over the Widow Mine. And we did see one shot, which actually killed a whole bunch of these guys. I don't think he would have saved the Widow Mines there. I can't see how he would have, because unburrowing time is very, very large, but the Widow Mines did kill a whole bunch of stuff there. Geez, look at that. We've lost 53 lings so far. RorO is really chucking them into the meat grinder, and relatively small losses. Although you think about it, 6 Hellions is worth 24 lings. 7 Marines are worth 14 lings, so it's not as insane as you might think. But still, it's a big number, so we will have to see. These guys are neck and neck as far as the army is concerned. Although Mr. RorO has more workers and less army. No, drop not really happening right here. Mr. RorO definitely on top of that. Need to boost. Cure, you need to boost this. Oh, he's going to land some Marines instead. Very, very nice play. In the meantime, going over here, he's got a Widow Mine coming down. He's going to get a nice hit off here, but does actually get some splash damage on the Marines. And the Banelings just running straight in there, continuing to chase them. Cure with some reinforcements does manage to push that small group of Banelings away. Now going to come in, try and do some more damage. If he's very lucky, he can snipe this hatchery. But the Banelings are still an ever-present threat. And if he rolls the Banelings and the Mutas in at the same time, then Cure will be in a bit of trouble right here. He's just got pure Lings and pure Mutas coming out at him. But the Marine numbers are not really enough to see these Mutas off anymore. And the Queen's coming in as well. Reinforcements is trying to help, but the Mutas are right in there. And the Queens are so beefy, although Marauder's doing a great job at knocking those Queens back. And the Hellbats, not a bad job either. So the Queen's not as effectual, but it buys enough time for their Lings and the Banelings to come back in. And I think, no, I don't know, Cure, reinforcements coming in every single second. He's producing 7 Marines, 10 Marines at a time. Great, great job, and getting a ton of Hellbats as well, which is a really, really nice option. 1 Ling waiting for the 4th base to come over there. Really, really great job. He's got another one on the watchtower here to watch when this base comes down. So, great map awareness there by RorO. And, yeah, doing a great job. Really, really great job. We do still have 4 bases here for RorO. He is 8 workers ahead. And, where's my units tab? Where's my army tab? Cure is doing a great job, really producing a lot of units, but then again, Banelings cost a lot and Marines not as much. So he's producing a ton of Marines. That's why he's sort of pulling ahead here. But he's still pretty much even because... Where's my army tab? Because the worker count is just so heavily favouring RorO at this point. So I wouldn't say that RorO is behind at any point, but definitely RorO needs to start thinking about moving out. That was a nice bit of attack, but yeah, the muta's actually going past. Not sure if it's going to depend. No, actually there's a base already down here, and the missile turret is not going to last any time at all. The workers all getting destroyed. A bunch of Marines coming over to take care of the mutas. RorO trying to engage them. Not a very good idea. Did lose a couple of mutas. Meanwhile, the main army coming down here. Just sort of sitting back, waiting. Not pushing his entire force in there. That's smart. Keeping some of them back. And now it's much easier for him to run when he needs to. The Bailey's coming in, doing so much damage here. He's going to try and run as best he can. But there's so many Bailings here. And basically a disciplined retreat has turned into a full out just run for your lives. There are Banelings everywhere, so it was looking good, but in the end he just had to run for it. There was just way too many. And RorO, man, beautiful job on keeping the Banelings up, and he's going to need a 5th base pretty soon because he is just absolutely shredding those minerals right now, going absolutely ballistic. And he did manage to kill a few workers over here, so down to 62. We are seeing 4 workers built at a time, which means they're going to be back up really fast. And here we go, the muta's coming in. 2 missile turrets coming up, which is obviously going to be more effective than 1 missile turret. But yeah, those Marines just sticking around, waiting for the missile turrets to come up. Oh, it's actually a sensor tower. That's good as well, I suppose. But yeah, I suppose having 2 missile turrets and putting them right next to each other doesn't help that much against mutas. I mean, you do a bit of damage, but the mutas can still just shred through them really fast because of the splash damage. So here we go. Cure, he's been getting a lot of Marine Marauders, Hellbat, Medevac sort of stuff, but I think that RorO has always had his number. He's always had the numbers he needed. He's always done a really good job at pushing things back. So we got 2-2 there, 2-2 there, all the upgrades that everybody needs. Level 3 starting for Mr. Cure. RorO is not got level 3 for his ground units, but he's just about to finish level 2 weapons for his mutas, so that's pretty awesome as well. And this base is in a bit of trouble here. RorO's coming in. He's going to look to start attacking here. The Lings might hold off for a little bit, but the Banelings absolutely shredding everything right there. Luckily, not too many Banelings actually hit the workers. I think most of the workers actually survived there. But the base undoubtedly did disappear. So almost no worker losses there. They're just the command center. And using all those Banelings on the command center. Interesting choice. I mean, it's going to suck down his income a little bit. But he's still mining on the main base just barely. So I don't think he's going to be too worried income-wise. Whoa, where's the anti-air? Cure, what the hell are you thinking there? You got no anti-air there as well. And all of them do go down. There's a bunch of Marines, but those Marines are running as well. And the muta numbers are starting to get out of control. He needs to get a lot more Marines. He needs to get them in the right position. And there we go. It looks like they might be able to take this out as well. I don't think he's going to be in time to save it. There we go. Cancelled at the very last point. And now the Marines are coming in. The mutas just fly over. They are not finished. They're going in to have some more fun. More Marine reinforcements are waiting for them. And the mutas cannot attack Marines forever. Eventually they will all die. And there's so many Marines being produced at one point. There we go. The mutas starting to feel the heat. Keep moving. But there's just Marines everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. So they might be able to kill some workers here. But they've got to keep on the move. And yeah, look at all of those Marines coming in. It's just way too much for these mutas to handle. Finally deciding to hide down the bottom. Yep, there's still Marines over there. Might be able to slide down the backside. Meanwhile, we've got another drop here. Trying to do it, but not quite enough DPS in this drop to actually take out the hatchery. Meanwhile, another attack coming down. Banelings, a whole bunch of Lings. The Banelings going for the Marines instead of the workers, but they're coming back for the workers right now. That's a lot of damage. Meanwhile, the mutas coming in there, trying to hit a couple of workers, not really doing much, and getting scared off once again. The Ling's going to be finishing everything off here. Cure is going downhill like you would not believe in this game. He's almost got 3 weapons done, but he's taken so much damage. He's down to 37, under 78 in terms of workers. And RorO, man, I mean, army-wise as well, he's down 33, which is still decent. I mean, it's pretty decent. But with all the differences, man, he's down 80, 90 supply. And RorO, I mean, Mutas, they're kind of starting to go down, but he doesn't really need them at this point. He's just rolling with Lings and Banelings and absolutely annihilate everything. Because that's how awesome he is right now. That's how much of a good thing he's got going. And I don't know if Cure can actually hold this off. He's building 2 more command centers. This one and this one. So both the ones that he lost. He's got almost no income coming in from this base. This base is starting to run a little bit scant as well. So his income is okay-ish. But he desperately needs to get these 2 bases down. If he doesn't get them down ASAP, he's screwed. I think he's screwed already, but he could at least sort of limp on for a little while. But I think he's pretty screwed. There we go. Marine's actually been taken out by Mutas, and that, you know that you're in dire straits when you run your Marines out and the Mutas just destroy them all. So there we go. Bailey's going to be finishing off. Even more workers dying, which is the last thing you want to see right here. The Marines having an attack, clearing out this base, but still the damage has been done, and the Mutas going ahead and just attacking whatever the hell they want. I mean, he's just using them to, I don't know, shut down on the Marine production, actually. He just killed 3 reactors. That is definitely going to shut down on the Marine production. And there we go. Bailey's coming in, doing a pretty good job. He's not really controlling them all that well, but still pretty decent. And I mean, at this point, he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to go for the perfect Bailey hits or anything like that. He just needs to go in there and keep destroying workers, and that's what he's doing. The workers are continuously dying. Takes the base out once again. Bunch of Lings just over there. I don't think Cure has even realized those guys are in there. But those workers are all going to die unless he does something very, very quickly. This base is up, and he gives the GG. So that was basically it. That was just it right there. He was down to 85, 22 workers, and 63 army, and that was it. He just had enough, just said GG. And in game 1, Mr. RorO did a fantastic job and came out ahead. So very, very nice play by him. And yeah, I'm going to be checking out game number. I think we're definitely going to cast game number 2 of this series. See how Mr. Cure goes up against Mr. RorO again. See if Mr. RorO can just absolutely deliver the pain like he did this game, or whether Cure comes back and sort of gets it on again. We will see. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Stay tuned.